the Strategy with Jason podcast. Tune in for everything you need to know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
Hey, what is going on, Automotive Nation? I'm Jason. How you doing? I hope you're having a great Monday. Welcome back to the week. Hey guys, I'm super excited for you guys to join in today's conversation. I got a great friend with me. In fact, we already started talking a little bit and probably should have just recorded what we talked about because, man, we talked about some great stuff already. But I have Bill with Gold Coast Cadillac. Guys, look, I'm gonna tell you real quick. A couple things about Bill. All right. Bill probably ties his tie in the most consistent and professional manner I've seen. I mean, I understand as a guy who just you've done it for 40 some odd years, you just keep doing it, right? But Bill's a great operator. He's amazing at tying his tie, and he decided to take the time to come chat with us today. We are going to be talking about process, people, and AI that actually works. Hey guys, welcome up, Bill. Bill, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Jason. Thanks for inviting me today. I'm honored. And you know what? I paid extra special attention to my tie at 5:30 a.m. for you.
Dude, I'm going to say, like, I get it. 40 years, you tied it a bunch of times, but you do consistently. You have the best tie in the business.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, real quick, for everybody out there who don't know who you are, kind of your background, let's take a couple minutes and just tell us your origin story.
Well, I'll go very quickly. My origin story is I got in the car business like a lot of other people because at 21 years old, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I heard you get a demo if you sell a bunch of cars back in the day, 40 years ago. And so I got in the car business, so I sold a bunch of cars and I got a demo. I couldn't take girls on dates if I didn't have a car, right? So found out if I got a car, I could. And then I ended up marrying the first person I took on a date. But that being said, I really kind of I came from a very poor background, lower middle class from the Bronx, worked my way up through the food chain, and ultimately I was able to. I spent about 20 years, after about 10 in the public environment, 6 or 7 years with Penske and UAG,
Yep.
a few years with AutoNation as a regional vice president and a platform director for Group One for 6 years. That gave me, a lot to work with, thank God. And the good news is when I became a dealer and I had my own stores and work with other groups as an inside consultant, it gave me a toolbox that I would never have normally had. Um, about 15 years ago, I realized that in my 40s that if I didn't get with it, if you will, and join the internet revolution, as it were, that I would be a dinosaur. It doesn't matter what age you are; you'd be a dinosaur if you didn't anyway. But I realized in my 40s I didn't want to be a dinosaur and have to do what a lot of other guys do in the car business when their birthday starts with a six. So here I am, and I've been very fortunate to be aligned with a lot of really cool, high profile digital companies,
Yeah.
and sit on their advisory boards, be part of developmental boards for software platforms. And I'm again, as I said, I'm very fortunate. Here I am today, and all of that, kind of diving into things and not calculating how much money
You
is
have to
made.
play with everything.
Yeah, I just ran around with a lot of fly paper on me and a lot of stuff stuck, and then I kind of bunched it all together, and then I can actually think, almost like AI. My version of AI. Only AI takes about a millisecond. It took me 40 years to get to where I am.
Years.
Right.
I'll tell you real quick what you got, Bill, is you got AI, you got automotive intelligence, brother. That's what you got. You got.
I like that.
It's
I
all
like
there.
that. Thanks, brother.
Like that. I just made that one up right on the spot.
Awesome.
Let's just go with that. And dude, I'm with you. This is one thing I absolutely love about this industry, that it doesn't matter like from what your background was, where you came from, right?
Mhm.
If you got the hustle, you got the drive, man, you can make an absolute amazing career. And now look at us, been in the business for a long time. Now we're at that point that we're kind of able to kind of give back, participate, and help kind of the next generation and next people. Well,
Yep.
look, Bill, what I want to do is get into our conversation today because NADA is coming up. I don't know about you. This is going to be my 21st. I think 21st. I think it's 21st NADA. And I know some people out there watching and listening probably been even longer than I have. But it's really cool to see how this event has grown, how the industry has grown, and I'm just so excited for it. Bill, for everybody out there watching and listening, any advice maybe you'd like to share for the folks that are going to be going to NADA?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to be very candid. First 3-4 years I went to NADA, it was either in Vegas or wherever. It was always in a warm area,
Sure.
Orlando. And the first couple of years I went, I treated it like a half vacation, half learning experience. Thought I knew everything, right? Until I realized how fast the business evolves.
Mm,
And I'm at a point in my career now where, and listen, I hope younger folks or people that are at a different point in their career listen closely to you, so you don't have the same mistakes I made along the way. Knowing what I know now, you can take advantage of that and not make those mistakes in front of you, and
for
take
sure.
seriously what you're doing right now. Because I realized, as we talked about earlier, I was, when in my mid 40s, I realized I was going to become a dinosaur if I didn't adopt my serious learning and application in this space. So
Mhm.
when you go to NADA this year, I think the best thing to really try to keep top of mind is how fast, not just the software platforms are evolving, but how much AI
Mm,
is become an issue in our business. It's become an
yes.
asset and an issue at the same time.
Agreed. Agreed.
And technology has been changing so fast, and now you're going to add AI to that very same technology, and it's just going to evolve even faster. So, if you're going to spend the time and you're going to spend the money and you're going to take the 2 or 3 days out of the dealership, really invest yourself in listening to what's happening,
Yeah,
because you're going to find yourself a few weeks from now or a few months from now looking for solutions that at NADA you will find. I know a lot of as you and I both know, Jason, you and I both know a lot of the players that are there.
for sure.
Um, and, fortunately, the information that you need to make good decisions is going to be there because it's so much a part of what we do now.
Well,
You
and you know
can't,
what?
you,
That's
you
a
can't,
really good point, Bill, because um, there's so much. There's so much. I mean, Bill, like it's like sensory overload. I mean, there's so
yeah,
much going on there, right?
yeah.
And I hear what you're saying, Bill. I think for everybody out there watching and listening, if I'll paraphrase real quick, is guys, come prepared.
Mhm.
There's going to be so much solution there. There's going to be so much information there. Is that really come with some key objectives? All right. Uh, write out the 2 or 3 key objectives in your sales department, the two or
Mhm.
three in the F&I, the 2 or 3 in the service or fixed ops department, right? Like really find those objectives. All right.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about the people and the processes that you already have placed to meet those objectives. And then when you get there, make sure you find a piece of technology that work backwards, reverse backwards, go
Mhm.
backwards towards the technology with, hey, here's my people, here's my process, here's my objective. All right, Mr. AI company,
Mhm.
how can you bring my people and process and enhance them? Don't you think that's super important, Bill?
Yeah, yes, 100%. And I think, to encapsulate in my words what you just said, the great point. If you can go within your mind saying, okay, what can make my people more efficient with the customer's time?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Number two, without without reducing my headcount, what software technologies can make my people more productive?
Glad you said that.
And what technologies, without reducing headcount, can reduce my overall cost? Because they will all be present at NEDA this year. I know that for a fact. I sent out a LinkedIn post a couple of days ago, and it was very simple to all my friends and vendor partners. And I know many of them. Some of them I still use, some of them I don't. Some of them I've used in the past that have all evolved. And please, let know that I'm going to be out there, and I hope to see as many of the technologies and meet as many of you as possible. I'm not the most important guy in the world, but to my people, I'm an important guy, and the information I give them is important. I'm a hands-on guy, so
Yep.
I take it very seriously. And to me, if you can just keep those 3 things in mind, if you go to NAD and you don't bring back at least an idea, a concept to improve your processes, a software to make you more efficient, a software or process to improve your revenue.
Mm,
Oh, and lastly, something that makes the customer's time more valuable. You've spent 3 days for no reason, and my gut tells me most people that go out there this year are not going to see that to be the case.
No, you're 100% right. Hence the reason why I'm doing these conversations with some of my best friends in the business, because I'm trying to tell everybody out there, like, hey, map it, take the time. All right, there is so much value in going to an event like this, but really, there's a couple things, guys, that Bill said that I'm so look. It doesn't surprise me. We're friends because we're so in line with so many things. All right,
It's true.
like when we're talking about people, here, guys, I'm going to give you one real quick one. All right, if you talk to any company out there that says that their product is going to replace your people, walk the F away. Like,
No doubt.
That is not the business that we're in. Maybe you're hearing it from two old grumpy people. I don't really care. It's probably not the truth, right? It's just bottom line is this is a people business. It will always be a people business, and we should be here to empower and enable and raise those people up. And there's technologies out there that do that. But if you hear somebody say they're going to replace you, run for the hills. Any other warnings, Bill, that you'd like to throw out there?
Jason, I think you really kind of covered most of it. But going back to the pre-conversation you and I had, to the pre-event conversation, is way back when the internet first came to be, right? When it first came out, people would say this is going to happen or this is fact, and you would say, how do you know that? Well, the internet said it. It's got to be true, right? That was the conventional wisdom back then. But then we come to find out that things can be posted on the internet that aren't necessarily accurate or true sometimes. Well, AI is going to have the AI, as we talked about, it doesn't think forward. In other words, what AI will give you is a compilation of everything that's been fed to it, right? So that's as far as it can go. That being said, we've all seen videos that were, they have an app. You can make a video of just about anything that doesn't necessarily have to be real, only it looks like it just happened.
It's scary,
So
man. I'm with you.
the conventional wisdom now is people are beginning to realize that it's a great resource. If you want the answer to something, it can work faster. It can access more data points than you'll ever in a millisecond that would take us weeks and years to do. All of that's true. But in the end, it's not going to replace people, because the connection between human beings is actually making a bit of a renaissance in the business. Dealers are they're starting to realize that, okay, if we all have the same software and 90% of what we see is true and 10% is not, we got to spend our time trying to figure out which is and which isn't. We need people, right? We need the vibe that people give off. We need to know, you noticed my tie today. If I was a chatbot, that wouldn't be the case. And the way I tie my tie says something about me to you. Well, I'm going to tell you what I wanted to say to people that I meet. This guy takes his job seriously. He cares. You can't get that from a chatbot.
No,
you can't.
Nope.
So the goal here, like you and I talked about, is to use AI and software platforms to make your employees 20, 30, 50% more productive, more efficient with their time, more efficient with the customer's time, which will make everybody happy, but not put a little chatbot computer on a desk and expect that to do all the work for you.
God, that would be a horrible, horrible experience, man. I hope that day never comes. But no, you're absolutely right, though, right? I mean, I think, look, there's a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money spent, all right, in getting people to inquire about our products, right? Then there's a lot of money, time, and spent in getting that conversation to turn into the most, and let me say this for everybody out there watching, the most important engagement, a actual handshake. Hi, Bill. My name is, and welcome to, all right.
Yes.
And you guys, look, any technology you can find, all right, that's going to enhance that experience, make it more streamlined and trackable for your sales team, but also just more enjoyable for your customers, you're going to win. Like, you just process to me, right? If anybody out there watching and listening, you're not sure what you're going to go to NADA looking for, I'm going to tell you right now, look for process management. All right. Like example, the guys right behind me here, Ciro, they do an amazing job of it. But any product or solution out there that's going to help you process manage better and more efficient with today's labor force. Hey, Bill, I know we're getting towards the tail end of our conversation. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Yeah, on the same, just to finish up that thought, I'm an advocate of not just necessarily keeping it simple, but don't try to bring back 45 ideas with 55 solutions. Go out to NADA and just make, as you said, Jason, 2 or 3 items that you really need to resolve, solve, improve upon, and come back from NEDA with the 1, 2, or 3 solutions for each one of those, because then you'll focus on them and you will improve your world based on your visit to NEDA. If you go out there and your goal is just I'm gonna make sure I hit every booth and shake every hand, you're not gonna get a lot out of it, because your mind the tabletop effect will kill you by the time you're there a half an hour. Just set your objectives on the 1, 2, or 3 things you need to fix in your environment, and go from there.
That's right.
I have one example that I'll share with you, and then I'll cut it off. Okay.
Go for it.
So I'm looking for so I have Numa. You're probably very familiar with Numa, but so this AI software that answers customers' questions and interacts with the customers by voice, text, command. My goal is to at some point, get somewhere in the solution built that it can actually, because it interfaces with CDK, my DMS,
Yep.
and it interfaces with Xtime, have it search, because it interfaces with our parts inventory also, and it knows all the part numbers. When a customer calls in and the customer says, I need this service done, this service done, this service done, can you check my brakes, can you check this? It sees the model of the car, it sees the VIN number, it knows the miles, and it actually interfaces with our parts department, not while the customer is watching, but it actually lets us know and sends us an alert: the part's in stock, the part's not in stock, how many widgets we have that it can go in this guy's car. And it also accesses potential additional services that are high percentage likely to be taken or accepted by that customer before they even walk in. Okay, that's me thinking, big landscape wise. So that's just an idea that I have, and that's kind of the thing that can build our business, right? Instead of replacing people, that gives the technicians more work. It makes the advisors more money. It gets them channeled in the right lane. In between the time the customer made the call and the time the customer comes in, all this can happen instantaneously through the use of AI as it accesses your parts department. Just one idea as an example.
No, it's a great idea. And look, and I'm with you. And kind of, guys, what Bill said is a great example, 100% a great example, right? Like, any piece of technology that enhances the customer experience is worth taking a look at. So, guys, just real quick for everybody out there watching and listening, we are excited to see you there. Make sure to look out for Bill. All right. Go up to him, shake his hand, give him a hug. He loves hugs. No, I'm just kidding. All right. I'm going to be there in the orange attire. In fact, guys, I will actually be at the airport with limos. All right. If you guys are coming into town and you need a ride and you want a little ride in style, Jason's got your back. All right. You guys look for me at the airport. I'll be there down in baggage, and I'll make sure you guys get to your hotel in style. Hey, Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to jam with me today. This was a great conversation. And for everybody out there watching and listening, we will see you at NADA here very soon. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jason. Take care, buddy.